Welcome back to T's Kitchen, where I teach you how to cook for large crowds and events. I mess up every time. Anyways, I got a little Ginsu knife today, so I won't Ginsu myself tonight. Today, we're gonna listen. The word of the day is hot water cornbread. So we're gonna do some hot water cornbread, homemade. You could do it in any shape, any version, whatever you want to add to it or do. My daughter wants me to add a little bit of something to it, so I'm gonna add some meat to hers and put that separately to the side and fry it. So anyways, let's get into this recipe. So what we're gonna do, this is a cup. I'm gonna take 2 cups of cornmeal, and I should show you that. See, that's what that looks like. And look at it, it's really nice and yellow. That's a pretty yellow in there. So that's 1 cup. And I got my strainer here, and I have parchment paper underneath. So that's why I was showing you my parchment paper. But I have one right there. So that's 1 cup. We'll go 2 cups. And then, I'll take this out. I want 1 cup, so 2 cups of cornmeal, 1 cup of flour. Now this flour, I just saw it in the store, so I went ahead and grabbed it. It's a bread flour. I normally use all-purpose flour. You can use a bread flour, all-purpose flour, self-rising flour. You know, they all work. And then, sugar. I'm going to use for the 2 cups. Okay, she want to fall apart. Anyways, this is 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. I don't like a lot of sugar in hot water cornbread, but if you like more, put more. It won't hurt it. And then I have some baking powder because I want it to fluff up some more. So for 2 cups of cornmeal and 1 cup of flour, I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder. Just like that. Okay? Now that we got that all in, I lost my top. Oh, here it goes. So listen, you know when you have a little sweet, you want a little yang. So I'm literally going to put, look at that, just a little dash of salt. Sprinkle, sprinkle, and that's that. Now, at this point, let me move all this out the way, because I want you to see this. And I have some margarine. You can use margarine or butter. A lady that I knew growing up in church gave me this recipe. She was making these one time, and I happened to walk into my aunt's house, and I was like, what is that? And they looked so pretty, and they were floating. And I got to taste it, and I said, wow. She said, this is hot water cornbread. And I've tasted it in different sizes and shapes and everything. So right now, look, I'm sifting this together just to aerate it as much as you can. You know, because when you making some hot water cornbread, you want it to be kind of fluffy, you know, on the inside. And you want the outside to be nice and crunchy. So let me move that out the way. So at this point, move my Ginsu knife. I'm going to take this parchment and I'm going to pour it into this bowl. Any container you want. My hands are clean. I've washed them before I even started. So now I'm going to mix this all up together. You probably could do this in your mixer also. So what I'm going to show you how Sister Mitchell showed me how to do it. So what she told me to do was do those measurements with the flour and the cornmeal. And then she said take some butter and cut it up, which this is margarine. Not the whole stick. I'm not going to use the whole stick, but I'm cutting it in big pieces. Even though she was like, just cut it up in a lot of little pieces. But she told me to go back in with my fingers and smash it. And that way you break it down into smaller pieces. Now at this point, sometimes people have pastry cutters. You could use that to cut the butter in here. This is room temperature butter. This is not cold butter, because we're going to be pouring hot water in this, and we want that butter to melt. So, see, I got it. Look at that. It's crumbly. There's no recipe to that. Just put as much or as little margarine as you want. You don't even have to do this part. You know, but Sister Mitchell, she was one of those cooks now from back in the day that could cook. Her food was good. So I got me a little wet paper towel. I was ready. I said, I am not gonna have this crap on my hands. So now, what you would do, what I normally do is I have a pot of boiling water. And just a little bit, no measurements. You're gonna pour this. My daughter, she bought this. And you just plug it up and it boils water like in 2 minutes, which is wonderful. So I decided to use it. She doesn't know I'm using it right now. So anyways, look, this is going to be a little bit softer than mashed potatoes, okay? So you're not going to mess it up. Look at, get in closer, Edge. See how I'm pouring all that in there, and I'm kind of moving it to see how tight it gets. See, it's getting thick, but I don't want to make it too soft. If you accidentally make it too soft, it's not going to be a big deal. So I can tell this is going to be too thick. I'm not trying to make bread. So we're going to get this to where it's just a little bit softer than mashed potatoes. And I'm going to show you, Sister Mitchell used 2 spoons to make her shape. But I be shaking too much. I can't be doing all that. I'll show you all one with the 2-spoon method. After that, I'm going to show you my 1-spoon method. For those of us that had that little shake, rattle, and roll. I said I was going to tell y'all why I be shaking. What had happened was I went deaf in my left ear one time. I was on the phone talking to somebody, and all of a sudden I switched ears and I didn't hear anything. And I thought they stopped talking, or maybe said, hold on. And I'm like, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear them say it. So I switched back over to the other ear, and they're still talking. So I'm like, they're still talking. So I switched back to the other ear, and I don't hear anything. And I switched back, and I said, hold on. Wait a minute. Did you stop talking? No. Say something. Put it on the other ear. I don't hear a thing. I said, oh my God. I have to go to the doctor. So when I went, that man told me, the ear specialist, he said, if you don't let me stick a needle in your ear with prednisone right now, you're going to be deaf forever in that ear. And I said, oh my God. This was about 4 years ago. I let that man stick that needle in my ear, and he wanted to do it 3 times, once a week. I said, no bueno. I will never. I'll be deaf. That was the worst thing ever in my life. The room spent so hard, and they left me in that room and didn't come back for over an hour. And I was in there nauseous. I thought I was going to die. Everything was going wrong. And when the nurse finally came back, I was like, I'm about to die. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're sick? So, anyways, I ended up in the hospital behind that because the prednisone drove my sugar level up so high. Look at this consistency. See that? It's not quite as thick as, see how it's kind of soft? That's the consistency. So I didn't measure. So anyways, and you can actually let this rest. It doesn't matter. If it cools down, you can still cook it and it'll fluff up and everything. It'll do you just fine. So anyways, oh, let me take some out for my daughter. Honey, I was in the hospital so that they can make sure that the sugar level stayed down low. You know, because the prednisone was taking it off the scale. And so I was in there for about 3 days, and then when I left, they put me on the prednisone pill, and the other doctor was, the ear doctor was waiting on me to come back for my second shot. No bueno. And I told the doctor at the hospital, he'll never see me again, not in this lifetime. Wasn't shooting dirt up in my ears. So anyway, hunty, when I was on that prednisone every day, and I had to do it for like 7 days, I think, I was just shaking. I was shaking so hard, I was sitting like this, just shaking. I couldn't sign my own name, and I knew it was that medicine. I shook so hard, and what it turned out to be was every side effect you can have from prednisone, I ended up having it. And everything finally subsided except for the shakes. So I was telling my doctor, I said, listen, I can't even sign my name. We're going to go over here now, Reg. All right, you guys, we're going to start frying this up. As you can see right there, I already started frying them. But we're going to continue to fry them now. So yeah, y'all, that prednisone, come to find out, I'm allergic to prednisone. I'm allergic to prednisone and shots in my ear. I'll never do it again. People say never say never. We ain't doing that. No ma'am. No ma'am, no ham. So listen, I have my fire on a medium because I want to see how it's in that grease, show 'em, Reg. And it's down at the bottom. That's how I want it to be. Because while it's down there under there, it's cooking the inside. And look how I'm dropping these. See, this is the drop that I'm doing because I'll be shaking. I'm going to show you how Sister Mitchell showed me. Let me get another spoon, Reg. Just show them that because they're going to start floating. And if you do the 2-spoon method, make sure your spoons are about the same size. Now see that? Get in close, Reg. I'm spooning it just like that. And then she put it in there like that. And you can literally do this just like this and put them on some floured parchment paper or something like that until you get ready to cook them. You could dust them with flour or cornstarch. And anyways, you got that method on there, Reg?
Yeah, I got
That's
a little
how
bit
Sister Mitchell did it. She had that touch. And you can see they still down at the bottom. That inside is cooking. And that's what we want. But you can see, there go one that's floating already. Now, and I want you to see these cooking. Look at that bubble. It's a hard bubble. You don't want a soft bubble because then you're just soaking up grease. You don't want that. So I have it on a medium flame. And I'm going to let that cook. And I'm going to see how that one is floating. It released from the bottom on its own. And then I have my whisk over here. Let's say you feel a little nervous and they haven't started floating. So watch this. Look at this, Reg. As soon as I stick it in there, see them start floating? It came right off the bottom. some of them might be stuck together. Let it cook a little bit so you can get them apart without them ripping. But I want you to see that? Just like that. That's Sister Mitchell. God rest her soul. And I'm going to turn them up a little bit at this point because it's cooked on the inside. When it's under that oil, it's just, it's like it's baking under the oil. So at this point, I'm just getting color on it. So you can take it to the color that you want it to. You can take it to how crunchy you want it. It's your hot water cornbread. Do what you want to do. If, like I said, if you want to add more sugar, add more sugar. And when I walked into my Aunt Thelma's house, this is what I saw her doing. She was in the kitchen and she couldn't even finish them because everybody kept eating them. And she had made dinner and she couldn't get the hot water cornbread done for everybody eating it. And I said, well, what is that? And she said, it's hot water cornbread. And I said, oh, may I taste it? And she said, yeah, it tasted like clouds. I will admit, I don't have Sister Mitchell touch. Because some people, they just know what they're doing. And I saw her cook it one time. I didn't see her mix it or anything. She just told me. I asked her, how did you do it? And she told me what to do. So I never got to experience to see her cook it. You know, some of these cooks from back in the day, if only we had YouTube where they knew about it then, they could have been on YouTube and we would have had some of their good recipes, you know. And so anyways, I'm just trying to brown these. So you see me adjusting my heat up and down. All these little pieces, look at that. They came off. They're going to brown. You can let them float until they brown. You have little crispy pieces. So this is what I do to make some hot water cornbread. And then you just keep on going like that. And these are cooking. They on high right now. Because all I want them to do is brown. And so that, and you see them floating. And I have some over here. Look at those. Look at how pretty that is. And my late husband, he wanted even more cornmeal. So I mainly made his with all cornmeal, and he wanted it with little pieces was sticking up and out. He didn't want it perfect. He wanted the crunch on those little bits and stuff off the side of it. So that's how I would make it for him. And these are like that to cook. And then you take it and you eat it with some. You could stick it in the juice of your green beans, the juice of your greens. You can eat it with yams. You can eat it with, I usually have mine because I like white beans. And I stick it in that juice and sop it up. Matter of fact, I have a bean video that I'm going to upload maybe right after Christmas because it's for New Year's. And it's a black eyed pea video. And I'm sopping up that juice with that hot water cornbread. I sure did. So now I can feel them with my, with this. You can feel them starting to get crunchy. Look at that. See that color is starting to come on them? At this point, you take it to whatever stage you want to. These are done. And it's just, I just want some color on them. That's all. Presentation. And then, you know, it's just pretty. It's just pretty. Look at those. Look at those little bits. Those are those crunchy pieces my husband would like. Put that to the side for you, honey. God rest your precious soul. I want to put a picture of my precious husband in the kitchen in here with me. He liked to cook too. He did. He tried to do his little thing, you know, his little thing. You know how some of your guys, his husbands, want to cook. It's good when you got a man to cook now. Don't ever, ouch. Don't ever complain about that. If the man is cooking and cleaning, God bless his soul. Because my first husband wasn't going to lift a finger. It wasn't no problem. I had it. I didn't mind. I didn't mind at all. Uh-oh. I'm going to turn this down. So what I'm going to do is, see this? I turned it all the way down. Because this oil is hot now. Try to take some of these pieces out. I don't want them stuck on my new hot water cornbread. So, and as you can see, look at that pretty color on those. Then what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the 2-spoon method. Because like I said, I'm shaking and stuff. Get her in. And turn that heat down because it's going to brown too fast. So I got it all the way on low. There we go. Put them in there. Just like that. And like I said, you can do the 2-spoon method. Make sure they nice and round like this. I did the 2-spoon method off camera. But I said, they ain't going to see me shaking it there on camera. See, look at that. I'm making a mess trying to do it too. That prednisone did its work. So there we go, right there. I just want to show you, you can do this too. Oh, and my Uncle Charles, I don't know how he did his hot water cornbread. He fried it in a shallow skillet, a cast iron skillet, and it looked so pretty. I didn't even know what it was. I thought it was fish, like some beautiful fish. And my aunt said, no, his wife, my auntie, she said, no, that's hot water cornbread. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go home. Ooh, I'm going to eat this up. Took my first bite. It wasn't an ounce of sugar in it. I cannot eat it like that. Just give me a little bit. You know, just a little. I don't want to just eat meal. I was like, oh, it looks so pretty. She just laughed. She said, he didn't put nothing, he didn't put the sugar in there. And she didn't know he was making it. Because she wanted a little sugar in hers too. But if you don't, you don't want sugar, you don't have to have sugar. Like him. He didn't have to have sugar. My Uncle Charles. I have one uncle left. His name is Uncle Jerry. My precious uncle. Yeah. Matter of fact, we're going to all get together and I'm going to go down there with my Uncle Jerry, my Aunt Sherry, my Aunt Thelma, my Aunt Doris. My mother is in another whole state. So, and then, look, now I'm going to turn it up. See how I kind of quieted down? It's all floating. Time to turn them up and brown them. You don't want to keep them down low. You don't want them soaking up that oil. You want it to, look at these. They don't look oily or anything. See that? And they nice and crunchy and hot. So I'm going to take them over here to go with the other ones. And as you can see how perfectly round I did the 2-spoon method. But on camera I said, y'all not going to watch me shaking. Shaking like a leaf. Shaking like a salt shaker. I think that's what he say. We're not doing that. I'm not doing the prednisone show. Ooh, I want this one. You see that? Actually, at this point, you can start to flip them. See? They flip right over. Just like so. And don't worry about them being stuck together, because you can always, as they get crispy, break it apart. So right now, I don't know if you can see my flame, but it's on high, because these are done on the inside. It's already done. We're just browning it. So listen, we're going to finish frying up these. I'm going to fry up those ones that my daughter wanted with the little meat in it. You can add jalapenos. People might say, that's not hot water cornbread. That's hush puppies, you know, whatever. Hush puppies around. Yes, they do have jalapenos and different things. But shoot, it's your hot water cornbread. Do what you want to do. Yo. Anyway. If it was left up to me, I'd have some bell peppers and onions. You know me, bell peppers and onions everywhere. But all right, we're gonna finish cooking these up. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna show you them, and I'm gonna show you the ones that I made for my daughter. Show them these again. We're gonna have a whole bunch of hot water cornbread, and we got a roast that I'm gonna give to my cousin Dexter, and he can have his hot water cornbread too. Some of it. He can have some. All right, we'll be right back. Hey, so I don't listen. Don't. What do you call this?
Apron.
Production malfunction. It just broke on me. Okay, well, it is what it is. There we go. Listen. Here's this hot water cornbread. That's beautiful hot water cornbread. Showed you how to put it on a buffet. This is a big old gold platter. And all I did was put a napkin under it. Or you could put whatever you want underneath it. You can put dollies. You know, that'd be pretty. You know, it doesn't have to just be for the holidays. It's for any event that you're having. And then look, these are the ones that I put the little pieces of meat in. It was a chopped up hot link that I had left over from breakfast this morning. So I made that for TT. So as you can see, you can have it, do whatever you want to do. So I'm going to taste one. And I want to taste this one that I made with the meat in it. See that? Little pieces of that hot link. All right. Let me stop shaking.
It's blurring up.
It was good too. That was a good idea, TT. You know what? It's got a little kick. It's crunchy on the outside, but it's fluffy on the inside. And that's what Sister Mitchell, that's why I fell in love with her hot water cornbread. You hear that crunchy? Got a little crunch on the outside. I'm probably making a mess. And I don't even care. I hope y'all love my little decorations. Look at this. They 50% off at Hobby Lobby. Ran up there and got me like 3 of them. But I got 2 in the white and 1 in the red. It's got a little kick to it. That's good. Look how delicious that looks. Take this, like I said, dip it in your green beans sauce, dip it with your collard greens, mustard greens, mixed greens, whatever kind of greens you got. Dip it in your gravy. Oh. Let me stop teaching y'all how to be fat. A man once told me he never met a big woman that couldn't cook. That was cold-blooded. But it was kind of true. Most big people, we can't cook, you know. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for sharing, and subscribing. We need to get our subscriber count up. as a team, we are a family. I welcome you all to this. Look at that. That little kick from that hot link. But that's good. Anyway, you see I got my drink. I think it's good fine. Is that sexy in there? What is this? Lemonade. Fruit punch and lemonade. Am I supposed to taste it? Wow, that cool, refreshing drink. They'll never use me for a commercial with me up here shaking like a leaf. Shake it like a salt, shake it, shake it. All of that. All right, so look. Happy holidays, you guys. We're about to go into another year. Isn't God good? God is good. He didn't have to let you go into another year, but you made it. You're going to make it. And it's already here. Then the year after that, I mean, good God Almighty, these years are flying by. It's not a little be cool. All right, so listen, next time I come on, first of all, I want to say hi, Sister Emma. She was so nice to shout me out on her channel. It's called the Montgomery Family Channel. And you guys should check her out. You know, if you go over there, tell her T's Kitchen Cooking Channel sent you. And of course, Meech and Monica, I watch them. If I could watch them every day, I would. But and that's what it's called, Meech and Monica. Those are bigger shows, of course, than I am, but I love them. I love B-Love. I love Charlie Andrews. I love grilling and smoking and grilling with AB. And you know, he's a really big YouTuber. And I'm sure he has people working with him, but he actually took the time to heart a comment that I made, and I really appreciate that. So I'm shouting out smoking and grilling with AB. I don't care how big you are, you need to get bigger. We're gonna push. I'm pushing them, and y'all push me. Let's do that. So all right, thank you guys for watching Hot Water Cornbread. Look at that, crunchy and nice and creamy on the inside, light and fluffy. So remember, it's a combination of cornmeal and flour. You can use all-purpose flour, excuse me. I use the bread flour. Just tried it. And did it just fall?
It was already
You know
off.
what? That's like your clothes just falling off down to the ground. Ain't that about a whooping? That's cold blood. I'm trying to wear my little Merry Christmas apron. And this thing said, no, you're not. Lisa said it at the end. That's cold-blooded. You cold-blooded. You a cold piece of work. And I got this from Hobby Lobby. Let something be malfunctioning, Mr. Hobby Lobby. Gotta hold my clothes up. Ain't that a lot? It says Merry Christmas. And I say, and a happy New Year. I'm happy. You know what? Like I said in my last video, if you're feeling down during the Christmas season, don't let it happen. Speak positivity into yourself. Speak positivity into your life. No matter what time of the year it is. Always speak positivity into your own life. Alright, so I did my lemonade. And I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. I cannot sing, but do what you can.